Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien on the morning of Sunday, August 6th, 2023. Well, 78 years ago today, you did the unthinkable and ushered in an era that we're still struggling with today, the atomic age, by dropping the bomb in Hiroshima. Would the Japanese lose the war? Yeah, that was inevitable. Would they lose it by 1945? Well, maybe 1946 or 47, but definitely by 47. And it would have cost the Americans 700, 800, 900,000, maybe a million more Americans dead. Because the Japanese were, and to this day are, driven by something you don't understand, Americans, psyche, which you don't have. And I wanted to tell you how you got to be in your mess you're in today, besides the atomic power mess that you created in 1945. But the mess that you're in socially, economically, spiritually, yeah, you have to count that too. And structurally. For one thing, there is not a creature on this planet, including you Americans, that consider yourselves human. You don't even consider yourselves American. Heck, you talk to anybody of you and you'll say, oh, I'm a staunch Republican, a hardcore Democrat, a liberal, a conservative, an ultra-rightist, an ultra-leftist, independent center, a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, all this and all that, and it, but not American. I'm a /American, /American, /American. I'm a Jew. I'm a Muslim. I'm a Latin. I'm a black. This is everything that you consider yourselves to be except American. Ain't that crazy? And you want to govern yourselves with all this messes that you have in your head. And the last two administrations prove it. You extremist Republicans went in with your standard barrel, otherwise known as Donald J. Trump, and created MAGA and tried to rule under MAGA. How did that go? Good? No. You said, oh, well, we don't like the NATO, so we're going to try to destroy NATO. And you tried your darndest to destroy it under Trump, didn't you? We don't like the European Union. Oh, no, we don't like them either. We love China and we love North Korea. Oh, I love Kim Jong-un's letter. Yeah. Oh boy. You didn't adopt the American philosophy that your forefathers gave you, and like your forefather Thomas Jefferson, with all his faults, told you that the one thing that he said that it rings true today as it did in his time: half a loaf is better than no loaf at all. And you guys destroyed that half a loaf and didn't even create a new loaf. Then came the Biden administration with your extremist Democrats to the left. Oh, we don't like fossil fuels, so we're going to change with that, and we're going to throw them out of the way and get those oil companies. And oh boy. Yeah, and then you had COVID in the middle of both of these administrations. Boy. Really destroyed your social structure, didn't it? It showed you the holes that you have in your social structure. You guys never even looked at that. Neither administration has, let alone the American people. They haven't. Oh, well, we're going back to being manufacturing back to the United States, and we're going to be consumers again. You can't be consumers. You can't consume anything anymore. You're trying to survive. China is burning the candle at both ends to try to be a superpower. It's going to pay for it at the end. Trust me, I know history. China does pay for it. 2 billion people will pay for China's stupid mistakes. 2 billion of their people will pay for it right off the bat. I mean, out of the almost 10 billion people that are around at the time, those 2 billion get wiped out in a hurry. They're the first ones to go. Once the Mushka take care of you in about an hour and 45 minutes, you go from almost 10 billion people on this planet down to maybe 1.5 million. And those are going to die a excruciating death from July 2065 to July 2066 with radiation all over the planet, because the Mushka are going to make sure that all your radiation atomic power plants are left to implode and melt down so that you guys pay the price. And the whole planet pays the price for your indiscretions of the past. Boy, ain't that something, huh? But back to you Americans. Here we have the Biden administration, who wanted to so far get rid of fossil fuels, they forgot you got to put something in its place. You didn't have anything else to put in its place, and you're having a serious problem. And then you got also a serious problem because you got Ukraine, which is a small minor country, but it has one thing that you need worldwide: grain. And Ukraine seems to have a lot of that. Something that you Americans forgot with your corporating farming, making it into corporations instead of people. So now you're paying the price because Russia says, okay, we're going to forego the grain here. You're going to hit our ships. Well, we're going to hit you where it hurts. Western people, and that's food. And food can be a dangerous weapon, worse than nuclear weapons, people. Wait till you find that out in the next couple of months. Oh, are you in trouble? Yeah. And the Biden administration, as far as the American public. Why did you do that? Sure, and I got no beefs with oil. When you started oil back in the early 1800s, you had nothing to replace it with. What did you have? You needed whales to kill whales to get their oil to furnish all your energy needs. Lighting, because you needed whale oil to light up your lamps. Well, then you realize, hey, we got this yucky stuff from the ground. We don't know how you got it because you didn't know at the time how you got it. But look what it does. We can do this to it, and it'll create energy. Cheap, but it'll make us a lot of money. Because it was cheap to produce back in those days, heck. And then it got tougher to find. And, well, by the 1880s, you guys are producing a lot of oil. You were number one until Saudi Arabia came into the being a couple decades later. and you found oil over there that surpassed yours, and all of a sudden the U.S. was left in the dust. Yeah. But what did you do? Well, you found other ways of doing oil. The Canadians and Americans. Thus, oil stayed as a number one fossil fuel to make your economy go like an engine. Yeah. No more steam. It's oil now today. Electricity, well, it's too expensive to do. We can't handle electricity because it's too expensive. Yeah. Oil is cheap, and it makes us a lot of money. Yeah. Okay. And what happened? The Arabs that knew they had oil, Iranians and which are not Arabs, by the way, but they're Muslims. So let's say Muslims knew they had a lot of oil. And they got together, hey, if we get together, we can bring the West, especially the Americans, down to size. And you did in the 1970s. Did you ever see your parents and grandparents in the 1973 with all the big long lines they had of gas? And it was only $1, people. It was only $1. Heck, in my home country in Panama, we were almost at $2 back in those days. It was expensive. You know, at that time, Panama gas was what, $1.45 before the 1973 oil crisis. And it was still 66 cents in the canal zone. Yeah, 60 to 66 cents. Ooh, see the difference? You guys were living a hold on a hog. You ever been to France and England? You ever try to buy a Coke in England, by the way? Yo-ho! Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the British colonies over there in France, you ever try to buy gas? It's on the liter, not a gallon. And boy, when you add the liters together to make a gallon, you're paying a fortune. Yo! So you see, Americans? But, yeah, I must admit, Biden had the right attitude. That fossil fuels has to go because you're being leveraged by fossil fuels. And you got to establish a new one. And you should have done that decades earlier. Like the 1920s. You should have started getting away from oil. But no, you didn't. You went more and more and more and more. So here's the problem, Americans. Where is your American attitude? You don't have any. You have this attitude, that attitude. I am this, I am that, I am that, I am here, I am that, but you're never American. Until you get to be American, then you can talk to me. But right now, I don't see a single American in this country. I see slash this, slash that, Latin here, Asian there, black here, white over there. Yeah? But where's the American? I don't see any. I see all kinds of extremist right is here, extremist left is over there, conservative here, liberal over there. Where's the American? Really? Let me know if you find one. This is your favorite alien. Good day.